Hello and welcome back. This is the final video in the Google Performance Squarespace series where I'm giving you tips on how to improve the Google Performance score of your Squarespace website. This video is all about the things that Squarespace does on the back end that we have no control over, but that is ultimately going to hurt your performance score. And I want to point those things out to you and just let you know that there's nothing you're doing wrong on your website, and that these are just things that you can expect, and just keep scrolling past them in your performance report and go focus on the stuff I showed you in the desktop and the mobile videos to improve your score, and just let these things be. For the record, like, my website score is a 92 on desktop, so you can still have a great score even with these things. So let's get right into it. Again, Google Performance is measuring your website's speed and performance. Ideally, we'd love to have your score be between 90 and 100. So in order to do that, there's lots of things you need to do, but a few things that you can't do. So let's talk about that. I'm actually gonna, instead of typing it out, I have some specifics I don't want to miss. I'm just gonna paste in my notes here. The first thing is about JavaScript, and Squarespace is built in with some JavaScript that we just can't control. It's gonna do what it's gonna do. You can't delete it. It's gonna load it in, and that's gonna take a minute, and your Google Performance score is gonna go down because of that. Like right here, I said you can't defer them, you can't delay them. It just is what it is, so let that be. What you can do, though, is avoid adding third-party scripts like a calendar, a social widget or embed. For example, on one of my clients' site, I had like a Google map. Those are going to pile up some more code on top of what Squarespace already has. So if those things aren't necessary for you to have on your page, maybe consider taking them out if you want to improve your score. If you need them and they're going to be more beneficial than adding a few points to your performance score, totally keep them. For example, I'm keeping the map, the Google map, on my client's site because he is a very local business, and we want that connection from the Google map to his website for clarification. So I'm going to leave that in there, but if you are looking for ways to improve your score in this area, those third-party scripts are going to be a way that you can take some of the extra bulk out of your scripts. The next thing on our list is going to be the lack of Squarespace's support for what Google prefers as the image file types. So Squarespace only supports JPEGs and PNGs. They do not support any of these, which is what Google would prefer. And you'll see a lot that the Lighthouse report will ask you to use these file types, but you just can't on Squarespace. It's not even an option here. So just know that you're going to have to use JPEGs and PNGs. You can still get them below the 200 kilobyte limit, but using these other file types is just not an option. So in the last video, I showed you how to manually compress your images before uploading. Make sure you do that. Keep them in the 200, 300 range whenever possible. So something else I noticed that kept coming up for all the websites I was running performance scores on is that it tells you that there's no width and height attribute on images, and specifically it kept telling me about the logos. There was no height or width selected for the logo, which it does not like. When you upload the logo on Squarespace, let's see, if I click in here and edit, I can scroll this up and down and it sets the logo height, apparently, but it's not setting like a specific height and width. So what I did, actually, I'll share some code with you to force it to have, you can put it in your CSS, you can force it to have a specific height and width. So we can do that. We can define the logo using CSS, but if you see anything about having no width or height attributes on your images, again, just let it be. You can control the logo with some CSS that I'll share in the description, but otherwise, just let it be. Our fourth and final one here is similar to what I mentioned in the mobile video, but basically they don't preload their fonts. They are loaded late. So there's nothing you can do about that. Even if you use the system fonts, fonts are not loaded, they're not preloaded. So just use fewer weights, and by weights that means, let me come into the site styles and I'll show you exactly what a weight is. Basically the boldness of your font. If I come into headings, the font weight, Arial only has 2, so it's going to limit you there anyways, but some of them have like the font weights are like 200, 300, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Pick just similar font weights for any fonts that you use across your site, and then use one custom font family, like max. If you're going to have to go out of those system fonts and you need to use a custom font, just use one to just help avoid getting penalized for the fonts not preloading. Again, we can't force them to preload with Squarespace. That's just how they are. Nothing we can do about it. So use that knowledge to your advantage and pick fonts based on that information. If we just let there be the JavaScripts, but avoid third-party scripts when we can, know that we can only use JPEGs and PNGs. That's just what it is. Go ahead and grab the code, the CSS code, to set the width and the height of your logo. But just know that if it gives you this error message on other images on your site, just let it be. And then be very particular about the fonts that you use on Squarespace and try not to go too fancy. I hope this series has been helpful for you. Let me know if you've improved your performance score. I'd love to hear about it in the comments. And also let me know in the comments, what do you think? Should I do another series like this where we talk about your Google SEO score? I'm kind of an SEO nerd. I would love to chat about that if you are interested. So let me know down in the comments. Just comment SEO if you would love to hear that series. And speaking of SEO, I actually have created this whole AI-powered tool where you just answer 4 questions about your brand and your business, and it will generate homepage copy for you based on like my actual specific structure that I recommend for not only appealing to your audience, but also appealing to Google and getting that SEO score up. So if you want to know what my suggested copy for you and your homepage should be, put your name and your email in here at designingtheroad.com/free, and you'll already be ahead of getting up on that SEO game here. Again, let me know in the comments if that's a whole series that you would like to hear, if you've enjoyed this performance score series. And otherwise, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.